Right, I'm here to test the new Softr database API and basically looking into the way we can use it within n8n, so you can really supercharge your software apps that use the very fast and powerful software databases with n8n workflows. So you can maybe add some AI into your app, some very complex automation if you need. And I'm showing you here a very simple app that I've created where basically the user would be logging all their business ideas. So for example, copywriting agency in Berlin. And basically for all these ideas, you can click here to trigger an AI recommendation how you could implement this business idea. So this is just an example to show how this could be working. So if I open it again now in a few seconds, I will have here all my my full AI recommendation, and we can see that the status is completed right after I click this button. And the second feature is to have here digest of all the ideas that we've logged, and I can click here to basically be generating an updated digest, because for example here I've been adding a new idea, so we want to make sure this digest is up to date with my latest idea, and it's processing right now. And as you can see, I've been directly sent to the detail page of the new digest that has been generated, and I could access it back here, and it was just generated now, and I could go back here. So these are two quite interesting features like that basically showcase what can be built. And if I show you a little bit what's under the hood and in that app, so we have this this home page where you can click to open your idea detail, which is this page that was opening in the model where you had your idea brief that you wrote, and then you have this button here, generate recommendation, that basically here is a call API button. And here what I've done is that I've set up a Webhook workflow, like a workflow in n8n that starts with a Webhook. And here I decided to pass the record ID of the record that I was interacting with. So if I go into my n8n and I check the almost last execution, I can just retrieve the data, and we can see what happens. So basically we got this webhook when we click the button, and we have here nicely our record ID. This is if we go into our database here. So we have three simple tabs here: users, ideas, and the digest. And here we can see that we got, if I copy that, we got the idea of that third idea, copywriting agency in Berlin. So the next step was basically to update the status of that record. So it would go into in progress, just to indicate the user that the work was in progress. And let's copy that into the editor. The way I did that is basically I was looking into the Softr database API documentation here that is quite complete, and I noticed that towards the end you have here an endpoint to update a record. So here we have an endpoint that's a put endpoint with here the following URL for that query. So that's what I did, and I basically replaced here the database ID with, if I go back to the database here in the URL, you can see basically here that's the database ID that I had to copy and paste there. It's okay to have it static because my database ID will not change. Same for the table ID. If I go again in the URL, I see here table equals, and that's my table ID that I put right here. And then I need to put the record ID, which is basically here. I mapped the value I had here in my query. I can do it over again. I simply dragged and dropped from the webhook that we received, and that's how I get my webhook call fully documented. And you can also see that as a header, you need to send your API key, which you can find in your settings in Softr. And here, what I'm using and what is very nice with n8n is that I can actually here in authentication hit generate credential types and select header auth, and basically here I could save my Softr API key. So I don't even need to send query parameters here or headers to authenticate, but it will be done automatically. And then I could find the field ID that I wanted to update, and I put that value. So whenever the webhook is being activated, the first thing we do is to set here in progress. What's next is that we actually this time use another endpoint, which is get a single record, because basically the idea here was to get all the information about that record. So again, I here could copy this curl, simply import it here and hit import. So it was all pre-filled, and then I had to again map my database ID, table ID, etc. But from there, I have the schema of and the information about this record, and I see here that this was my idea brief, which I can then use in an AI field. Here I'm using a reference to so I did it this way to the idea brief, and I'm simply telling the AI write a recommendation how to implement this business idea. That's how I get this text that I then pass into again the same type of API call here that basically will this time push both the status completed, but also as in the following field in the AI recommendation, I'm adding all the text from the AI, and that's it. Then in the app you will get completed here, and you will get your AI recommendation. So that's the first workflow, and then there is a second workflow that we saw live right before, and it's basically triggering a new digest. And what it does is it's also being triggered by so let's get here, that's I think the execution we had live. So I'll just pull all the data we had, and we can see here that in the query we got the user ID. So how did I do that? I went in the users tab, and I basically generated the record ID with this built-in field type, and then I could create let's see if we can visualize it here. I created this URL that is basically my my prod URL for this webhook, as well as a interrogation mark with user ID equals user ID, and that is being generated via this formula. So basically I could, in my app, in here, I could basically find a way to, by using an item detail field, I could show a button that has this URL. So when you click it, it's actually, if I hover here, it's actually opening that URL. And here I set this webhook to, so basically when we open an URL, it's almost like a GET request. So this is actually directly triggering that workflow. And I say that this webhook will only respond with a respond to the to webhook node, which is right at the end here of my workflow. And that's basically my way to redirect the user in the newly created page once we have created the digest. So what we do here is we use another API call, which is the following one, search records, where you can put some filters to make sure you only get the ideas of that user, which is what I did. And that's how I got here all the ideas of that user. Then I split them out because I needed the 3 items. I cleaned the variables to go from this that looks a bit messy to only 3 keys in my JSON, so it can be in a nice table like this with the idea brief, the creation date, the AI recommendation. So I could end up aggregating that into a 1 item JSON that I can very easily give to my AI. So here I wrote a little system prompt, basically telling to return a digest of all the ideas that the user sends, and that's the user message. Basically putting the whole JSON that we just put together here, so the AI has the context on all the ideas. And then what we do, because in the app we don't want multiple digests because we don't really need the old digests. So here I was looking at the potential existing digests, and we found one. So here I'm checking the condition. If we found one, then we will actually do an API call. And here again, it's documented here, but to actually delete the existing digest, to then create the new one to make sure there is only one. And when we create this digest, so here with the different fields that we need to create a record here and map the user and add the full digest. We are also getting immediately the ID of the new record that has been created. So this ID is exactly what we got. So I could here, when I redirect the user, I could recompose basically that URL. If I open it here, is basically the detail page of the newly created record. That's how I could, if I do this flow again, if I hit here, it's loading. So you see here that my page is loading. It's because my workflow is progressing and there is an AI step. So this is why a few seconds are required. But then I'm automatically redirected to the newly created record. Got some internet issue here, but we basically get our new digest being created. Yeah, so this we could explore here a couple of API calls that really from today onwards make it possible to benefit from the speed and the API rail limits of the software databases, and then still like bring very powerful workflows into your apps thanks to n8n.